There are 3 rooms in your home where living plants are feeding on your financial breakthrough, not helping it, feeding on it. Jewish families who have built multi-generational wealth. I am talking about families who passed down millions for 4, 5, 6 generations. They knew this. The Talmud hints at it. Ancient Kabbalah teaches it directly. And modern millionaires who understand spiritual law, they never violate this principle. Before I show you which 3 rooms, I need you to do something right now. Type the word Baruch in the comments. That is Hebrew for blessed. When you type it, you are making a declaration that you are ready to receive what heaven has been holding for you. And press the like button, not because I need it, but because every like tells the algorithm to show this video to someone else who is one plant away from their miracle. Subscribe to this channel, because what I release here is not entertainment. It is ancient wisdom for a modern crisis. Now listen to me carefully. I have been a rabbi for 61 years. I have studied Torah, Talmud, Kabbalah, the Zohar, the writings of the great sages. I have counseled millionaires and billionaires in 7 countries. And I myself built wealth that most people only dream about. But I did not do it by accident. I did it by following spiritual laws that were written 3,000 years ago. And one of those laws, one they never taught you in synagogue, one your pastor probably never mentioned, is this: living energy in the wrong place attracts death instead of life. You heard me. Plants are alive. They have energy. They breathe. They take in carbon dioxide and release oxygen. Beautiful, yes. A gift from God, yes. Absolutely. But in certain rooms of your house, that living energy becomes a spiritual vacuum. It pulls, it drains, it redirects the flow of abundance that was supposed to come to you and sends it somewhere else. Let me tell you a story. 30 years ago, a man came to me, wealthy family, 3rd generation business. He said, "Rabbi, we are losing money every month. My father built this company. My grandfather started it. We should be growing, but we are dying." I went to his home. Beautiful home, expensive furniture, marble floors, and in his bedroom, a fiddle leaf fig tree, huge, 7 feet tall, right next to his bed. I said, "That tree is stealing your sleep and your salary." He laughed. He thought I was joking. I was not joking. I told him, "Move it tonight, not tomorrow." Tonight, he moved it. Within 6 weeks, his company landed a contract they had been chasing for 2 years. Coincidence numbers spiritual law. So let me show you the 3 rooms, and if you have a plant in any of these rooms right now, you are going to move it before you go to sleep tonight. Room number 1, the bedroom. Your bedroom is not a garden, it is a sanctuary. In Hebrew, we have a concept called Sod HaIbur, the secret of conception. This does not only mean physical conception. It means the place where new things are conceived, ideas, dreams, provision, breakthrough. When you sleep, your soul ascends. The Talmud teaches that sleep is 1/60th of death. Your neshama, your soul, goes up to receive instructions, revelations, divine downloads. But if there is a living plant in that room competing for oxygen, releasing carbon dioxide at night when you are most vulnerable, it creates interference. The Zohar says that certain spirits attach themselves to living things. Not all plants, but plants in the wrong place become magnets for what the Kabbalists call klipot, shells, husks, spiritual blockages. You want to know why you wake up tired even after 8 hours of sleep, why your dreams are chaotic, why you cannot seem to break through financially no matter how hard you work. Check your bedroom. If there is a plant in there, it is drinking the energy meant for your restoration. The great Rabbi Nachman of Breslov once said, "The place where you lay your head at night determines the level of heaven you access." And when I first heard this, everything changed for me. I realized that my bedroom was not just where I rested my body. It was the portal through which divine provision entered my life. Remove the plant immediately. Replace it with nothing. Or if you must have something, place a small bowl of salt water in the corner. Salt purifies. It does not compete. It assists. Room number 2, the kitchen. Now this one surprises people. They say, "Rabbi, the kitchen is where I cook. Herbs are good. I see basil and rosemary in every cooking show." And I say cooking shows do not teach Kabbalah. Listen, the kitchen is where transformation happens. You take something raw and you turn it into nourishment. You take flour, water, yeast, and you make bread the staff of life. Bread is called lechem in Hebrew, and it shares the same root as milchama, which means war. Why? Because every meal is a spiritual battle. You are taking the energy of the earth and elevating it into fuel for your divine purpose. But when you have living plants in the kitchen, especially near the stove or the sink, you are introducing a competing life force into the transformation zone. The Talmud says in Masechet Berashot that the table in your home is like the altar in the temple. You do not put foreign growth on an altar. You bring fire, you bring sacrifice, you bring intention. Herbs for cooking, fine. Cut them, dry them, store them. But a living basil plant on your windowsill, a potted aloe vera next to your sink, that is a problem. Those plants are pulling the energy of increase away from your food and into themselves. And because you eat that food, you are consuming lack instead of abundance. I know a woman in New York. She could not understand why her family was always arguing at dinner. Beautiful family, kosher home. They prayed before meals, but every single dinner ended in tension. I visited her kitchen. She had 6 potted herbs on the windowsill: mint, parsley, cilantro, thyme, rosemary, basil. I said, "These are not helping you. They are fragmenting the energy of your table." She removed them that night, planted them outside in her garden. Within 2 weeks, her husband came home and said, "I do not know what has changed, but I feel peace when I walk in this house." Spiritual law is not superstition. It is physics that heaven understands. Before I show you the 3rd room, I need you to do something. Type the word shalom in the comments right now. Not because it is tradition, but because you are making a declaration. You are saying, "I receive the peace and the prosperity that comes when I align my home with heaven's design." Type it. Do it now. Shalom. Room number 3, the entryway. Your front door is a gate. In Kabbalah, we talk about Sha'arei Shamayim, the gates of heaven. But there are also gates in your house. Your front entryway is the mouth of your home. It is where energy enters. It is where blessing flows in. It is where prosperity is either welcomed or blocked. And if you have a plant in your entryway, right by the door in the foyer, on a table near where you walk in, you are creating a barrier instead of a welcome. Here is what happens spiritually. When blessing tries to enter your home, It looks for a clear path. The Talmud teaches that the Shekinah, the divine presence, enters through the doorway. But living plants in the entryway act like spiritual bouncers. They absorb the first wave of energy that comes in. They drink it. They take it into their roots and their leaves, and what is left for you crumbs. The great Maimonides wrote in the Mishneh Torah about the importance of keeping your doorway clear and honored. He said that a man's doorway reflects his relationship with provision. And when I first heard this, I went home and I looked at my own entryway. I had a beautiful fern, expensive pot. I thought it made my home look elegant. But after I studied this principle, I removed it. And I am telling you, within 1 month, I received a business opportunity I had been praying for 3 years. You think this is about plants? No. This is about alignment. This is about understanding that every physical thing in your home has a spiritual frequency. And when you place living energy in the wrong location, you block the flow. So remove the plant from your entryway. If you want a greenery, put it in your living room. Put it in your office. Put it outside, but not in the bedroom, not in the kitchen, not in the entryway. Now you might be asking, Rabbi, what is the ancient source for this? Where is this written? Let me show you. In the Talmud, in Masecheh Shabbat, there is a discussion about which items are permitted in certain areas of the home on Shabbat. And buried in that discussion is a principle: items that grow must not interfere with items that serve. The rabbis understood that living things have will, they have energy, they have direction. And when you place them in areas designated for rest, transformation, or reception, they redirect the flow. In Kabbalah, we learn about the Sephirot, the 10 emanations of divine energy. Each room in your house corresponds to a Sephirah. The bedroom is Malkut, the kingdom, the place of manifestation. The kitchen is Gevorah, strength, discipline, transformation. The entryway is Chesed, loving kindness, the flow of blessing. When you put a competing life force in these rooms, you are disrupting the Sephirotic balance. The Baal Shem Tov once said, the physical world is a mirror of the spiritual world. What you do in your home, you do in your soul. And when I first heard this, I understood. My house was not just walls and furniture, it was a temple. And I had been polluting the temple without even knowing it. So here is what you must do. Tonight, not tomorrow, not next week, tonight, walk through your house, check your bedroom, check your kitchen, check your entryway. If there is a living plant in any of those 3 rooms, move it. You do not have to throw it away. You do not have to kill it. Just relocate it. Put it in a hallway. Put it in your living room. Put it in your bathroom if you want. But not in those 3 rooms. And as you move each plant, I want you to say this out loud. I am clearing the path for blessing. I am removing the blockage. I am aligning my home with heaven's design. Baruch Hashem. Say it out loud. Words have power. The Talmud teaches that the world was created with words. God spoke, and it was. When you speak a declaration over your home, you are partnering with the creative force of the universe. Now let me tell you what happens next. Within the first week, you will notice something. Maybe you sleep better. Maybe a deal closes that has been stalled. Maybe someone calls you out of nowhere. with an opportunity. Do not dismiss it. That is not coincidence. That is the result of removing spiritual interference. Within the first month, you will see a shift in your finances. Not because moving a plant is magic, but because you have aligned your home with a spiritual law that millionaires and billionaires have followed for generations. And when you follow the law works for you. I have seen this happen hundreds of times, hundreds. I have seen families go from barely making rent to buying their first home. I have seen businesses go from failing to thriving. I have seen marriages restored, children healed, breakthroughs released. Not because of a formula, but because people finally understood that the spiritual world and the physical world are connected. And right now, as you watch this, heaven is shifting something for you. I do not know what it is, but God does. And He led you to this video because He is ready to release what He has been holding. You have been in a waiting season. You have been in a valley. You have been wondering when your breakthrough is coming. It is coming now. But you have to remove the blockage. Let me give you one more piece of wisdom. Once you move the plants, do not just leave those rooms empty. Fill them with intention. In your bedroom, place a copy of Psalm 23 under your pillow or on your nightstand. In your kitchen, hang a mezuzah on the door frame if you do not have one already. In your entryway, place a small bowl of salt or a blue string as a reminder that this is a protected, blessed space. The ancient rabbis knew what modern science is only now discovering. Everything is energy. Everything vibrates. Everything affects everything else. And when you arrange your home according to spiritual law, you create a frequency that attracts blessing instead of repelling it. Rabbi Akiva once said, "Everything God does, He does for good." And when I first heard this, I was angry. I said, "But Rabbi, what about suffering? What about loss?" And then I understood, even the suffering, even the loss, it was leading me to a law I had violated. And when I corrected it, the blessing was waiting on the other side. Your blessing is waiting, but you have to make room for it. So let me close with this. I'm going to speak a blessing over you. And as I speak it, I want you to receive it. Do not just hear it. Receive it. May the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob open the gates of heaven over your life. May He remove every blockage, every interference, every spiritual barrier that has been holding back your provision. May your bedroom become a place of divine encounter. May your kitchen become an altar of transformation. May your entryway become a gate of blessing. May your sleep be restful, your food be nourishing, and your path be clear. May every plant you move tonight release a flood of favor that has been dammed up for years. And may you walk in the wealth, the health, and the shalom that your ancestors prayed for. In the name of the Holy One, blessed be He. Amen. Now do this. Subscribe to this channel because I am releasing ancient wisdom every single week. Share this video with someone who has been struggling financially. They need to hear this. And go move those plants. Do not wait. Do it now. Shalom.